Like, you have the opportunity to learn more than 100 content ideas with me. So I'm going to teach one or two every week so that we can have at least 50 plus content ideas, you learn from me. And what this call is going to help me is it is going to help me do my content. So I really don't have to sit separately. There are many things I can complete here. So with me doing, you can learn how I do it so that you can take some practices for yourself in this year. Like, you are also consistent in your content game. Okay. So what I highly recommend is doing 3 pieces of content every week, primarily a blog, a video, or a podcast if you can. Otherwise, maybe a poster, or maybe some other another or short content, like you have shorts, you have reels, or even a live session. Okay. So this is a live session actually. I'm actually live with you. And if I have to look at my week, if I have to look at my week, I have already scheduled 3 live sessions with you. So this is Monday, where I teach you social media content. On Wednesday, I'm going to teach you how to launch around programs and launches. And Friday, I'm going to teach you about marketing and sales. Okay. You also have an opportunity to ask questions. And if you have a struggle in creating some content, you can talk about that. And this is going to be a short call, like a half an hour or so. There will be a recording in case you miss it. So my advice is learn from this and implement in your niche, in your business. So that's why I'm doing it this way. Welcome, Amit. All right. So getting started
Happy New
with
Year, ma'am.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year. So good to see you. All right. Okay. Anything you want to share? You're good to get started?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So today I'm going to teach you 2 things. One is how to do a podcast. I will actually release a podcast episode right in this training. And I will also teach you how to do a reel. Okay. So these are the 2 content ideas I'm creating with you. So first of all, when podcast is your voice, so when we say podcast is more of an audio content and people would listen to you, especially I prefer you record your podcast in your own voice, because that's an energy from you, and listening to you in your own voice, I think your audience will have the best when it comes from you, rather than any other way of creating content. Like, now AI is giving a lot of lot of support in content creators to create amazing stuff. But I would highly recommend, when you are doing a content, do as much as you can. And if you're struggling, definitely you can use chat gpt or other tools to help you. Okay. So to do a podcast, it's something of a regular thing. It's not a new year resolution key. This year I will lose weight, and then you do for 1 month, 2 months, and you just let go that goal. So podcast is also a channel. It is going to be there forever, like your voice in the market, your voice in your audience. So choose a topic where you can even speak in the sleep. Okay, you should be so comfortable in that topic that anytime they ask you, you have something to say. It has to be that kind of a topic. And that is first thing, that you love to talk about that topic. The second thing is, it 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 aligns to a core value you have, one or many. So those of you who have worked on core values with me, or have done an exercise earlier with any other mentor or any other coach, you know your values. The podcast is an expression of you in that value. Okay. So if you're thinking of, I should have a podcast this year, then I want you to choose right now, what is the topic that will help your audience if you speak about it regularly. That's one. And it has to be one. It should not be like this is for teen also, this is for women also, this is for professionals also. No. It has to be just one topic and there is a one audience, and I want you to that to be your coaching audience, the people you serve. So one topic, and it can be of two categories, either inspiring them, motivating them, or educating them. You teach something, you have some skills to give away or solve their problems or give some tips. So educational, motivational, or inspirational, any three lines. Okay, so topic, audience, and what are you delivering. Okay, and align it to your core values. So let me give you my example so that you understand why I have a certain podcast. Ready? Okay, so my core values are growth, commitment, openness, and mindfulness, and also creativity. So I have left the growth and commitment to my coaching programs because that is where I best deliver these values. But when it comes to openness, especially when it comes to my voice, my self expression, I'm more open with my content on social media. If you have noticed, if you have ever read my posts regularly, I'm very no, I'm no, I have my own style. I have my own voice, and I have my own no thing to say. I don't shy away from sharing anything. All right, and that is coming from my value called being open to be judged by people, and it's fine. It is my value. I'm very good when I'm when I'm open. I feel great. It is one of my values. Okay. So my podcast or my live show where I talk to people, I talk about their story. It's where I allow people to be open on social media about their stories. So it's not just me open about certain things. I also bring people to open up their stories to the world. So my core value getting demonstrated in the podcast is openness. So if you guys are thinking of any of this thing, like I want to have this on my channel or podcast, I want you to tell me like what is that value you are demonstrating through that channel, and what topic, and how is that going to serve your audience. Either you can type it in the chat, make a note right now, whatever is coming to your mind. Your audience, what are you going to share? Is it going to be an inspiration, education, or a motivation? And what does that mean to you as a value? Who you are when you do this? What is that energy that is coming to you? How does that make you feel great about what you're doing? Okay, so for me, my audience is entrepreneurs, especially in the service industry, especially in the education industry, I would say, who are into the education field. So these are my audience. Okay, what topic I choose to talk to them, I generally talk about their story, why they are an entrepreneur. That's the first thing. And then eventually, and my focus is on their stories, their own story, and they share why they became an entrepreneur and what mission are they in and what services that they offer. So that is kind of a structure of what I do on my podcast. And how does that help me? I feel open. I feel like, somewhere I'm not caged. I'm open, I'm free. That's my experience. And it makes me feel alive in my self-expression. So this is very important. If you can tap this, your podcast can run for decades, because this is what who you are and why you're doing a podcast. Okay, made a note. If you want to share in the chat or unmute and say something, I will allow you. Anybody who wants to say? Yes, Meena, unmute and say.
Ranjini, when you say the podcast and the audience and everything, I just confused now. Why? Because I was just thinking कि अगर मेरा audience और personal branding और working professionals को ही रखूं, अगर मैं उसी पे podcast करूं, yeah, I go with this with something with the sales
I think you should
for the
talk about sales. Sales as a skill, sales for women.
that is actually where I stand actually. where I can share my experiences over there.
Correct. And it's an endless ocean where there are so many things to be shared. Sales as a skill you can share, and sales for women. Who's your
Hmm.
audience is women. It's not for
Women.
generally, it's not like, see, men can also learn, but you're targeting women because women are the
Correct.
people who are uncomfortable about sales conversations.
Absolutely correct.
Really
Correct.
uncomfortable about sales conversation.
Hmm, 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 hmm.
Become a role model to them in sharing how you acquired the skill, how it is helping you build a life that is today, and how people can learn from it. They can learn
Done.
from it. ठीक
Done.
है?
Done. ठीक.
Very good. Yes, Bhamini, your question.
Good evening, everybody. The thing is that podcast, no, I haven't done it earlier, but I would like to do that. So first of all, I must learn how to do that.
Okay.
That is the thing. Then when I heard about this podcast, I feel now I am that making social media contents about life coach. Since I am a life coach, I'm finding a way to establish myself as a life coach is talking something about life coaching. That is principles of coaching, maybe the structure, maybe the special this thing, something, whatever it may be. I'm giving the social media presence as a life coach.
Okay.
So I use the subject as life coaching. So is it okay to have podcast on that? As you said, it's not only educational, it is inspirational, etc. Like that. I'm a mixture of all those things I'm doing.
So to start with, because see, when you start a podcast or a YouTube channel, so podcast is more of an audio form, so you don't have to dress up for a podcast. So that is
Yeah,
the
that's
only
true.
saving point.
Exactly.
Otherwise, when you do a video, you need to really dress up and be presentable, and people are going to watch you. So the only, the biggest benefit as a creator you have is you open up as a speaker.
Okay.
All the content, the knowledge that you have, no, it has to, maybe you should take on a pledge like, this year I'll be a creator. Because what we usually do as, consultants and service providers, we tend to consume a lot of information, a lot of training, and there is no delivery. So what happens?
Yes.
This knowledge is sitting here and it keeps confusing you. Out, it becomes valuable for people to listen, and it becomes, you become free to be more creative. There has to be a space in your head where new ideas can come. All right. So it's very, very important for those who are not regular on content on social media. This exercise is to make you more creative. And it will show up in your programs, services, your delivery, your business. No, all this, the effort will show up. You may feel like nobody is liking my content, or no, but it will make you free individual. Okay. So my suggestion is start talking about why you chose life coaching as a line of service and start speaking about it. So when you with your why, you will really see who is the audience. I am sure you're working for women educators, and you're a life coach for them. So until you reach that audience, start speaking why you started what you do.
Okay.
And your
Okay.
why will connect you to the purpose and passion that brings you here. And it will show you the way how you have to educate your audience. So
So I
start with
must get the help for that because for that reaching to podcast, how to make it, how to publish it like that.
that I will teach you right now in the session itself, what you need to do. So first,
Thank you.
you need to understand why we are doing the entire thing. Okay?
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions before we get started? I'll tell you now. Once you are clear on this, I'll tell you what to do next. Okay? All right. Great. So moving on, you have identified a topic, you have identified people. So there are two ways to record. One is you can have a Zoom setup and you choose a topic. And as you said, as for Bhamini, life coaching, why I started. So it may be an introduction session. And I want you to start speaking very free flowingly, no agenda, no as such, like, no, maybe a pointers to follow, but not like a script. Let that come from you. That why, let that come from you. So why this podcast could be one topic, because you're now introducing your podcast idea to the world. Like you're going to be a podcaster and you're going to speak on a certain topic. Let's say life coaching for Bhavini. Okay. So the first session is like why life coaching or why podcasting by Bhavini. Why I, you know, so maybe why I chose to be a life coach. Okay. And maybe you can plan a speech of at least 5 to 10 minutes or max 15 minutes, not more than that, where you are not talking about the why. So you may start like, hey, I'm Bhamini, I belong to this part, and you may have an introduction. You may start introducing who you are for a 1 or 2 minutes, and then you move on to the reasons why you started life coaching, right? One reason, second reason, and the third reason, or maybe a fourth reason why you finally certified yourself as a life coach. So that becomes the core part. After introduction, the core speaking area. Finally, a closure. Only 3 parts of the speech: start, middle, and closure. And closure, you say, I look forward to talking about what I learned in life coaching, because you have done a certification, you have been worked with so many people. And or you can even say in the next episode, I'll talk about what all life coaching practices I have applied in my life, and it has given me magic and miracle. So you can talk about that. So this could be the next follow-up. Or then you can even say people I've worked with. May not be clients, maybe friends, maybe family members who can see that how the life coaching investment or life coaching practices has helped you grow to a person that you are today. That your friends are like, hey, you're not the same person anymore. Right? So create a journey, like from your why, start introducing, talk about a small thing, not more than 10 to 15 minutes, and conclude it and give them an idea key what is coming next in the next episode. I'm going to create a conversation in a chain, bits and bytes, and even you can say that I'm looking at creating 1 episode every week, or maybe 2 episodes in a month. Choose a frequency. So that like you are doing this for a reason, like not a reason, a schedule. It's not like today is a new year and it's the first day I'm going to create an episode and you disappear. Give a commitment that I will show up 2 times a month, once every week. Because I remember when I started, my goal was 1 every week, and I could stick to that goal for an entire year. And my goal, I did 5 sessions, like just I'm speaking. Then I got bored after 5 episodes, because I was new to this social media thing, and I think I spoke enough. I was not really finding a new idea to talk about the 6th episode. Then I decided to talk to, keep being conversational, where you bring people to talk to you. So either do solo or bring people to talk on a concept, like 2 coaches coming together and talking about self-love. A short conversation could be a podcast idea. But it's overall serving your audience. It is helping the people that can become your potential. Okay. All right. So these are the way how to do a podcast. So we talked about why to do and what to do. Let's know how to do. We will go. So what to do, I've also told you. Let's get into what to do. So very simple. Set up a Zoom meeting. And since it's audio only, you don't have to dress up. As I said, a small script, start, middle, and closure. Record it and keep it ready on your system. And now I'm going to show you how to upload this in a podcast channel. Okay. So any questions, anybody? Welcome, Varna. I'm going to open.
Hi, Rajini.
Hi.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year. So today I'm teaching how to do a podcast, because I I know many people in our community are looking forward to doing their podcast this year. Okay, so I'm going to show you an app which I use to do my podcast, and I think this app has been taken up by Spotify now. It's called Anchor. Let me search again. So Anchor app. It is now called as Spotify for podcasters. Instead of this, I'll go to the original app which I can log in. Just give me a second. So you can use Spotify as a, it allows you to host your podcast for free, or you can do some research like which all apps can allow you to put your uh, podcast for free.
Spotify देता है free.
It's been a long time I actually uploaded a podcast, but I'm just searching because I had my videos ready. My audio is also ready. Yeah, so this is my podcast. I think I should mark this. Wait a second, let me sign in. So it's an app. You have to simply sign in with your Gmail and create an account. So So by the time I look into this, I just want to know what are your podcasting ideas. You can unmute and speak until I just try to get into this. Anybody? You are getting ideas on podcasting? Anything is coming like what you want to put on the podcast? As I said, whatever I had shared so far.
Can I speak?
Yeah, Varna.
Yeah, I'd like to do a podcast with aspiring entrepreneurs because this is a two-way machinery that will help me to showcase them in my circle, and it will allow me as a business growth catalyst to find out if they have gaps in their entrepreneurship. So I will be able to offer solutions if I see gaps in their services or products. And they will get a bigger audience to sell their services or products.
Okay. All right. This is because being being somebody who is into coaching entrepreneurs, for you, I think interviewing them is an amazing way to find how you can help them, and having the right questions. And definitely they get a leverage of sharing their story, but at the same time an opportunity to work with a coach and have a promotional content on social media. So it's a win-win for both, for you as well as the people who are you going to interview. Okay, so it's a great idea. So Anchor or Spotify, because now it is called as Spotify for podcasters. You can even research like which are podcasting apps are available for free. There are many Indian names, which is designed to help Indian creators. So you can choose that. 2020, when I started, this was available for free. So I started with this. And I have never promoted my podcast episodes. My whole idea was to share it was like, no, it was for me in that pandemic days, it was like a breather. Oh my God, I can speak to someone sitting on the other part of the world, and I can talk about and share my ideas, and they share their story, and it was like a something made me feel very liberated, I would say. So create a podcast poster using Canva. You must have a very no, nice podcast poster. So first of all, identify an app that you want to use for your hosting your episodes. Create a nice poster, give a name to it. Like, I remember when I started, I really did not have an idea what name should be. I started with Live Show by Ranjini Sanjay, because I would go live, and that recording I would use for uploading on a podcast. I would not do too much of work around, editing, nothing like it. Made it very clear and simple. Like, I can't put my time in editing and making it beautiful and all. So I started with Live Show. Over a period, it became the Real Entrepreneur Show. So the names can change, but don't wait for the right name to start. Get started. That's more important. Okay. So last, I think more than a year now, I haven't put any episodes. I stopped after 50. So this is done. Let me show you how to do a new episode. So you'll have an option. So a name is important. If I show you the profile page, there will be, this is the information you need: the name, the poster, and a description. Why this podcast? What is there in this podcast? So if you can see, this is the Real Entrepreneur Show. It was formerly known as Ranjini Sanjay Live Show, and it exists to inspire and contribute to people. So what is my intention of doing this podcast? And this is dedicated to educators. Their voices are heard globally. They're valued and recognized for their contribution. So definitely, this podcast is an expression of my core value, openness. Okay. So this is what you need to do for a launching your podcast: poster, title, description. Done. Then, as I said, record a solo speech, or if you just, as Verna said, sharing someone's story, record it on Zoom. I'll show you my Zoom recording is there on my system. I have a poster ready. So releasing an episode, I need to upload the audio. Okay. So let me look for the audio I want to upload.
This is entirely how to do a podcast.
Yes. So I'm actually uploading a video, audio, and I'm going to release this today. So I think I have done last year 2 sessions, live sessions, and I forgot to record many of the conversations, but I remember I had 2 sessions which were recorded. One was with Beena, and another one was with Sumati, which the other conversations I completely forgot to record, so I don't have the audio. So this audio I'm going to open. This is, I think, Beena's. So it is done. So I will post a title for Beena. Just a second. I'll go to. Okay. So once it is uploaded, it is actually taking the picture of your podcast. All right. So I'm going to put live in conversation with Beena Emerson. Now I need a description for this, because there was something we discussed during this podcast. So let me play this. start the conversation. So welcome to my show.
I would say I'm a mindful productivity and manifestation coach.
So it's Bina's conversation. So I will write a short write-up on Bina. And here you can put the published date. You can schedule it. Let's see for tomorrow. I am going to schedule it for a time. You can choose the date. Let me do it as 9 a.m. One. So 9 a.m. It's going to be tomorrow. Does this episode explicit content? Yes. Additional details on episode like season cover. So I'm going to put a season like season 3, enter a number season 3 and episode number 1. Okay. And I'm going to change this cover. I'm going to add, so every episode needs a poster, and I'm going to pick where I have a picture with Bina, which I created for my live conversation. So I'm going to pull that picture and upload it. Yeah, here it is. I have a picture of Bina here. I think this picture is good. You can do the edits on the mobile as well. So if I don't want these dates, I can adjust accordingly, or if I want to include the dates because it was recorded on this day. Okay. Let it be, because it showcases the Facebook channel of my, where this video will be available. So yes, so I've changed the poster. Just the poster is changed. The season and episode is put. The date and time of release is mentioned. And I have uploaded an audio, and I'm going to write a few lines about Bina. It's a manifestation and productivity coach. I can go back and write few more lines, but for this today's purpose, I'm going to do it this much because I can go and edit this also and add some more information on what we discussed and all of that. So that's it. This is all you need to publish a new episode on your podcast, a conversation or a topic that you're going to speak. What is that? Why should people listen to it? Write a small description, schedule it, put a poster, mention the season and the episode. That's it. Interact. So there are some questions. What did you think about this episode? So people can know, like after listening, they can answer this. So this is a new feature being added by the platform, like how to see the quality of listeners. Okay. So that is ready. And it is available for review. And after some time, you will get a notification like it is live. Since it is already scheduled, it is live. You will get a notification that, yeah, copy this link and keep it with you so that you can release this tomorrow. Okay. Let me go to home and show you my other episodes. So these are other podcasts. Yeah, here is the episodes. So you can see how many episodes have been published. So this is the latest one. It is scheduled for tomorrow. So there are some older conversation which is there. Okay. All right. So I have got my link. I have published it. I can go out on social media and share. I'm going to put this link in the chat. If you want to just listen to this conversation, you can listen. I've dropped the link in the chat. So this becomes my new release of my podcast. So I hope you got it. No, it's not that difficult to publish a podcast episode. There's a little bit of background work. So health challenges today. Yes, Amit, it's an amazing, like everybody wants to hear how to have that, health that you can provide. And you have been in this industry. You have been, you are somebody who has been demonstrating how it is applicable, how it can be applied and can be taught, can be learned, can be implemented. Yes. So I've gave you simple things to, so I've just shown you how I released my episode with Bina, a conversation. I did it on Zoom. I recorded it on Zoom. I was live on Facebook. And it is uncut. Absolutely. It's a live conversation, uncut, unedited. I have published it right now. That's it. Your voice is out there. And Bina is sharing her story, her the coach, the transformation she's providing as a coach. And she has shared all the reasons why she's doing what she's doing. And I think tomorrow I'm going to surprise her with the new release of the episode. She'll be happy to get that gift from me. Like I released her conversation on my podcast today. So was it difficult to do a podcast? Anybody wants to share anything? What you're learning today? If there is a blog that there is too much to do, the Anchor app or Spotify for podcasters is just like creating a Gmail account. Very simple things: a poster, a description, and audio. Is that all you need to publish a podcast episode? And keep doing. And make it a point you download this information, digitize it as a podcast so that your audience is continuing to learn from you. Okay. And the homework is a reel. Okay. I think I don't have a phone here, but I'll tell you how this is. Recently I learned from one of the mentors I've worked with who teaches video marketing, how to do a viral reel. So he says a viral reel has 3 components. First is a hook, a statement that hooks the audience. That's your first line. There's no hello, there's no hi, there's no I am Ranjini Sanjay, nothing. It's just one line that hooks your audience. Like you catch people's attention. You have to say something very radical that people are like, what is she trying to say? Or confuse them. Right? Catching attention. So you can do it anyway, either confusing them or telling them something stupid, anything. Then give them a hunger. That means why they should listen to you. What the conversation you just started, why they should be attentive and follow this reel and listen to you. So there should be hunger. And finally, when you close that 1 minute reel, you give them a value. So 3 steps: hook, hunger, and value. So deliver a value and close your reel. So it's very simple. Take your phone, put it on a selfie mode. And before that, practice your script before you start recording. Start with a hook. Like, again, this is for your audience, people who want to listen to you or people who want to learn from you. So for example, I'm a business coach. So I'm somebody who helps people make money. And my hook says like, especially for teachers, teachers are like, all their life, they're doing jobs and they make a fool out of them doing a job. Rather, so this is a hook line where I'm saying that teachers are fools who are doing a job all their life. Rather, I would say, they are conditioned, to serve people, give knowledge, serve people, but they never paid for the kind of value that they create in the world. So a teacher to be a successful person, a wealthy person, or becoming a rich and successful individual, they need to learn how to be a money magnet, how to attract money. All right, something like this. So anyone for that matter, as a service provider or a business owner or anyone for that matter, getting paid is your ability to attract money and nothing else. It has nothing to do, what you're capable of, what is your credibility, what is the content. No, money that you make is your relationship, that you are, whether you are attracting or you have even shut your door, like, don't come to me, that you need to figure out. No, it's the relation that you have. And if you want to become a wealthy, rich person, successful, become a business person who attracts money, become a money magnet, and sell that knowledge in a way that it creates big impact, and your bank account also shows the value of impact you're creating in the world. It should match, right? So something like this. So start with a hook. It has to be, I didn't have a script ready yet, but tomorrow or this week, I'm going to roll out that reel and tell you like how I did that according to what I learned from my mentor. So start with a hook, say something very stupid or confusing that people wants to stay and listen to you. And in that hook, you are actually telling them why they should listen to you. And finally, your take on it. What is the value? What is your philosophy? What's your wisdom? Give that and close it. And very likely, this kind of stuff becomes viral. Okay, so try this trick, do a podcast episode and share it in the group, and do a reel. So I've given you 2 ideas today. Try it out. My one content is ready. The reel, I'll get it done and I'll share it on social media. If you guys are following, you'll get it. Okay, so that's all from me. Any questions? We'll meet next week with 2 more content ideas. Anything, anyone? Welcome, Revati. All right. So thank you so much for being there. Looking forward to your podcast this year. Your voice is being heard globally, and I will feel great that I was somebody who helped you become that voice that people can hear beyond boundaries. All right. Thank you so much. Take care. Good night.